Films from Sri Ramanasramam, Part 10, continued from January-February issue. During several visits to Sri Ramanasramam in 1948, Aravind Bose brought with him a cameraman and shot what are now the best preserved color films of Sri Bhagavan. He took it upon himself to capture the Maha Rishi in his natural surroundings as he went about his daily routine. Bose's success in this was limited to the available lighting. For instance, we all know that the Maha Rishi spent the greater part of his day in the old hall on the sofa, reading the newspaper, perusing letters, proofreading, answering questions, and sitting silent, looking out into the vast nothingness. Dozens of aspirants would be sitting at his feet, either meditating or simply gazing on his holy form. This was the Durbar of the Maha Rishi kingdom, and in it the greatest of all miracles were being performed secretly. It is here where the sage entered the hearts of the sincere aspirants and kindled the light of the Self-Supreme. But all this could not be filmed or, for that matter, even seen by the naked eye. Moreover, in the old hall, the lighting was inadequate for filming. Well, Mr. Bose had an idea, and it is in this next scene that it unfolds. We first see a dozen lady devotees casually gathering in front of the old hall. Just at the point when all their attention is drawn towards a single object out of the camera's view, the camera shifts over to that point, which is the Maha Rishi walking out from under the veranda of the old hall. He makes his way to a wooden bed covered with layers of cloth, topped with a woven grass mat and pillows arranged at one end. Following behind him is Nirajananda Swami, his brother. Then the numbers swell as more men begin entering into view, one of whom is Mr. Bose. We have the devotees, we have the sage, the throne, and the outside lighting. But what is the stage director to pull all these elements together? Mr. Bose amply rises to the occasion as we now see him waving his arms, instructing devotees to sit here and there. Meanwhile, Bhagavan approaches his seat, strokes the top mat twice with the end of his cane, apparently to smooth out the mat, and with an air of disinterest takes his seat. The camera pans slowly to the right where about 15 men are seated in a row 3 deep. The panning continues to where the ladies are sitting. Prominent is the English lady, Miss Burston. Amaniyamma is also there, sitting erect, looking straight ahead with downcast eyes. Her remote stillness seems to personify a determined aspiration. About a dozen ladies have joined. To the right of Bhagavan's seat is seen another dozen, consisting of priests. Apichi and Kittu are present, attendants and relatives of the Maha Rishi. The attendant, Sachidananda Swami, enters the scene carrying a small round stool, on top of which is placed a wicker tray filled with shelled peanuts. He sets the stool down in front of the Maha Rishi, picks up the tray, passes Bhagavan a small plate on which he drops a handful of nuts. Next, we see the attendant moving from place to place, doling out the nuts. Occasionally, the scene reverts to Bhagavan, who is engaged in selecting the peanuts from his plate and popping them in his mouth, one by one. Mr. Bose, now in a relaxed mood, stands behind Bhagavan eating nuts. The Sarvadhikari and his son T.N. Venkataraman are at his side. Then everyone stands. Bhagavan, still sitting, is handed a toothpick and Kamandalu water pot and begins to clean his teeth and drink water. All are now in a jovial mood. Sundaram, T.N. Venkataraman's son, stands directly behind Bhagavan and smiles unabashedly, looking straight at the camera. We feel that we are watching a large family gathering, picnicking in a country park under a gentle summer sun. Bhagavan relaxes, waves his hand in jest, smiles broadly, and then looks toward the ground. There, the white peacock has made his entrance. No doubt, Bhagavan's smiles and jests were evoked by the bird's timing and subsequent filming. We can almost hear him say, "Oh, look, he didn't want to miss this. All this looks so casual and unpretentious. Who would think that here sits a man whose mere glance has plunged wild and distraught minds into the eternal depths of unrivaled peace and joy? What is this we see? He is fooling us all." Continued in the May-June issue.